so dramatic. Oh, I have to use that forever. Okay, let me lower it. Howdy and hello. I'm not live. I am not live. Hi. Hello again, and I am not live. So I'm not going to be looking over here a million times to read your comments. Greetings and salutations. Hello, this is my little care share, which has been a minute. No more declarations of timelines because I seem to get off track when I do that. So I'm going to go with the flow and roll with it. But I thought I would just share some synapses, whatever comes out, however it comes out, because I have some alone time, like this much. So I'm going to do it. And I have, yeah. So where to begin? I hope this finds anyone who comes across this very well. At least well enough to be present in your own body, at least well enough to be self-aware of your surroundings, of how you affect a room, how you affect others. Are you on your trajectory for your soul? Are you in a cornerstone are you on the cusp of some magnificent adventure or quest? Are you in tune with your body? Are you holding down the family, taking care of yourself too? Are you lost? Which could mean different things to different people. Do you feel you're not on mission right now? Do you feel like maybe there's other things you could be doing better with your time? Are you addicted to a screen, to food, to alcohol, to drugs, to certain types of people, to self-abuse, to those recurring patterns in your life that keep you on that hamster wheel of the shit show? How are you? How's it going? All of the above. No, I'm just kidding. For me. Yeah. Yeah. Gone through a lot. Happy 6 months, Wisconsin. That's why I'm back to at Heidi Pop for Wisconsin. Used to be at Heidi Pop LA. Just to handle whatever can find. If I don't know, this might be chopped up in videos. This might just take up more memory in my StreamYard library. This could never air, and this could air in chunks. This could be saved for decades later. But this is my little diary timestamp to myself. How about that? Because it's time. For a long time, I could not move. I'm actually going through another quick round of it because right here that's connected to the stressors. I'm going through another transition phase. My goodness, Heidi, didn't you just move from California? Like, that's a big transition. Yes, it is. And I'm going through another one. We're not physically moving, but I am saying no to things that I've said yes to for a long time. And I'm saying yes to things that I pushed to the side that coulda, shoulda, woulda, but now I am. So really cool things happening in that sense. I'm trusting the quest. I have been trying to, those little toys with the square and the triangle and the plus sign, you have to try to fit it on. I've been forcing myself into a pattern, into a box, and been forcing myself into a position that it's not finding its place. So instead of accruing any more scars or affecting the room, I am removing myself from some situations. And I'm trying to do so with full of grace and full of heart, because that's been the hardest part. Yeah. Even though it's a care share Dear Diary, and who knows if it'll be shared or not, I'm still editing for the sheer purposes of I know what you put out there you get, and that everything's energy. So I want to be specific with my words. Sure, they get a little jumbled once in a while. Sure, I talk with my hands and do my thing, but you get what you receive. Or no, yeah, you get what you put out there. You receive. I'm forgetting all the terminology I used to use before, but I know that I am on the cusp of realignment. Cusp meaning I'm still holding on to a couple things in the back. And how can I tell that? By this crazy recurring thing that's happening to my hip and certain aspects of my body that get stuck every time I know better, but I don't do better. And yeah, so I'm really trying to fine tune my alignment with my own self care and my own body because it's trying to show me the way. Ask and you shall receive. That's where I want to go. For a couple of weeks now, I've really been putting declarations out to the ancestors. I am in a rooted place of ancestry, and there have been some timely things on a chronological timestamp that have been happening, whether memory markers or anniversaries or whatever it is that really make you reflect deep. And I am one of those that goes to the past, not to dive into some old shit and just go through it again and go in that same feeling, but to really study it, really learn from it, really assess it and check in and see what was my accountability, what was my part of my own suffering, or what did that situation mean to me and how can I learn from it? How can I honor it? So that's been happening a lot lately. And how that's been coming through. Of course, Bobo's right here. Thank you, Bobo, for our daily walks. Thank you, no fence in the yard. Because he heard. You want to come? Because of that, we got to walk them around, and that's been allowing for a lot more walks than we were even doing in California, believe it or not. Thank you, beautiful Mother Nature, for doing all that you do. I have sat here before looking at blizzards. I have sat here looking at snow dumps, looking at winterized trees, and everything is full bloom and flowers, and it's beautiful out. It's beautiful. Spring, summer is here. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm grateful to be able to have the understanding that pulling up your bootstraps is always a teachable moment. How often you pull your bootstraps up because you're walking through the same pile of shit over and over and over and over and over and over again, that's a pattern I'm starting to look more into. When do you say when? When do you stop waiting for the alignment of looking outside yourself to put you in a certain, to change your trajectory? When is it going to go back to, when I used to practice what I preach, the actual making of a decision and following through with the decision, walking the walk and talking the talk, then going through it? I've been happy 6 years to the little YouTube channel that has been through so much slander and censoring and all the little things it's been through. It's tiny as it is, as inconsistent as it is. Happy anniversary to the little YouTube channel that is officially now at Heidi Pot Wee. It is through those shorts and videos and interviews and all of my care shares that I have learned to better myself, and to master different skill sets of myself, learn to share my human experience and knowledge with others so they can find the others and build community. All those fun things. And shout out to my new ginger pal who reminded me, yeah, I do have a channel. Dust it off. Let's say something. So hello to you. If by chance you come across this. So just because you may preach, teach, or share a lesson that you've gone through does not mean you're going to retain it for the rest of your life. You are going to come across a way to test your knowledge time and again. Is there ever really a fail, though? I think that's the $1 million question. Do you really fail? Do you really say, oh, no, I went the wrong way? Or, oh, no, that shouldn't have happened, or that should never have happened? Personally, now I'm going to give gratitude and thanks for every door slammed in my face, for every pit I fall in, for every pile of shit I walk through, and for every gentle reminder of being able to check myself and remind myself of all these beautiful lessons I've been learning in my 51 plus years. There will never be a freaking savior guru guy that you gotta just constantly look up to. I know people are going to correct me for that and saying, well, yes, there's religious and biblical things and all that. But aren't those teachers, aren't they doing the teaching part when they say you can learn to master that and do that yourself? So yeah, not to do any trigger bits, but really, it all goes back to yourself. What are you choosing to do? How are you choosing to think? How are you choosing to respond and react? How are you choosing to say yes? How are you choosing to say no? How are you choosing to contemplate a new quest? Are you entertaining it? Are you scared? What is it? Everything is on you. It is a little selfish ride, this game of life. You are doing things for yourself. If you get to be so lucky as to be like a pet parent or a human parent or a family member or someone of a mentor to young ones, like there's so many opportunities that the human spirit can be taught and can be shared. And even though, so what my point of saying all these little bits is to console myself and give myself a big hug for all the things I have been going through. Because there was a moment in time where I was on my knees going, damn, I should have known better. I know better. I know better than this. I've preached about it. But life doesn't care about that. Life's going to introduce you with something new all the time to test yourself. And yeah, kudos to those, such as myself, for making brave new choices, for changing it up, for getting uncomfortable, because it's always a teachable moment to learn about that experience. Learn, what are you getting from this? Oh, are you ever really going the wrong way? No, maybe you just realize what it is you really don't align with. Maybe, yeah, it's kind of, I hope yeah, my thoughts might be a little passive. Maybe because I haven't done this in a long time. I really haven't done this in a long time. It's probably why I'm not going live, because I do miss community. So I will be going live at another point, and I learned my lesson not to say when, because I can't wait to chit chat and say hello to those across the planet that I have met via sharing my heart. So what I am sharing with you all is I have cried deep. I've had the guttural cries. I have had my last round was pretty intense. It was beautiful though, but it was really intense. I went through it solo for a reason, but I had this timeline dot connect of these traumatic events in my life, and was really like holding myself emotionally, going, "Wow, I went through that." Now I could sit here and spat off all the traumatic events, but I have shared those in little bits and videos in the past, and it's not really about the actual said event. It is holding space and grace for myself for getting through it and having more beautiful moments after that, not making that sole event my story, whether it was the trauma at childbirth, whatever it was happened to me in college, what, all these little stories that they are. How did the rest of your life change? Because I've met too many victims out there, and I know how that makes me feel to hear their story get repeated. So when I hear myself repeat a story of victimhood to somebody, I'm exhausted hearing myself. And we know I love to talk. I love to hear myself talk. So I kind of heard a victim story going on again. And I was just like, I learned this lesson. I learned this lesson in my teens, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and here I am doing it again in my 50s. Holy smokes. So how quick can I change it? I am in the process of changing my story and not making it about anybody else, contrary to what anybody else may think or feel. Because it's really easy to project and deflect. It's really easy to dump your shite on somebody else. It's so easy to do that. And then to just walk away unscathed and start over. It's really hard to sit with your decisions and think, oh, I did that. I did that. Well, they did that part, but I allowed that. And then I did it again. And then I went again. Like accountability. So profound when you can really sit with it. So that one guttural cry big moment, I will share a couple bits of how it happened. I had a guttural cry and even a scream because I got pissed. I thought it was not fair that life handed me traumatic birth experiences, traumatic birth father, not my birth father, my children's birth father experience. I just got really angry at some points in my storyline, really angry and crushed and hurt, thinking, well, I can never do that again. Like, God damn it, I missed that part of my life. I don't get to do that over, especially the kid part. Very interesting year of seeing my body change and go, You probably aren't going to carry kids anymore as much as you've tried. Even I don't give a shit. I'm 50. That doesn't faze me. Sorry. And I could go for hours to talk about that and how anything is possible and how many people I know that have given birth when they're 50. But honestly, it was more like a don't tell me what to do, universe. The body goes, bitch, you're not gonna carry any more kids. And I'm like, ugh. And then I reflect, and then I got pissed and sad, crushed even. And I wonder, and then, oh, is that a little tear coming? And then, when that heart just went there and I went there and it just was there, I'm like, let's just bring it, let's just keep going. So I went to a rape. I went to disappointing people and my actions of that. I went to not speaking up with my kids' childbirth. I went to watching my children suffer. I went to watching me suffer. I went to watching me go in very dangerous situations. I watched me escape and numb. Like I watched my little timeline go through and I just got, oh gosh, to my knees. To my knees. But guess what? Yes, I believe in quantum and all that good stuff, but after my knees, I didn't go down any further. I brushed it off. I pulled my boot straps, and just like all of those traumatic events, I rose up, started again. I just had to rise. And it's not just because my kids are watching. It's not just because the sun keeps rising and setting and you just got to keep going. Well, it has a lot to do with it because the time goes on. It was because I'm choosing to. That is brave. Yay me. I will take that. And I don't need the applause for it. Oh, wait, although there is a new feature for that. Should we do it just to give a little comedy break? And then we'll get into some optimism and happiness. Let's do it. Thanks, StreamYard. So, not to be cryptic, but I guess that's always a teachable moment. That's what this channel has kind of been, is showing my human experience, right? Well, my human experience for the past 6 months has been a fucking roller coaster, emotionally and physically. It's also been what I've least expected. I did put out there and manifest a trajectory. Our whole family did, and we were one foot in front of the other. And then all of a sudden, the visionary, the visions, my visionary outlook on things, my manifesting abilities, it's not like they're gone. Things got buried. Things got smothered. And I fell back into some old patterns. I got triggered by some old triggers. And I'm rebuilding myself again. I guess what's going to be the 52-year-old year of Heidi Pop is going to look a little different than what I've shared online for the past 6 years. And if you go through all my social media, including MySpace and LiveJournal and flip phones and however you go, wherever I have selflessly shared my heart, I think the pattern is I'm trying to be authentically me. I'm trying not to hide it. And so for the past several months, or whatever long the hell it's been, hiding my experience on here is because I had no I didn't know what to say. I was so blocked. And then not being able to say it and share it and make it a teachable share of the human experience brought in some shame and guilt, which is a very old pattern. So there's been this tumbling that's been happening, and I'm finally getting my footing. I have my giant on my side that has been an incredible mirror and reflector. I have my children thriving, doing their thing, and me slowly clipping my cord to them, which is another form of heartache. I'm watching my children go to their next stage of life, and they don't need me as much anymore, and it's tripping me the F out. And so I really want to curate waking up in the morning and not this, and going to bed with complete gratitude and ready for rest, and with a little bit of exhaustion from an awesome day. And I want to get back to that because I know what it feels like and I know I can do it. So welcome to my new awakening. I won't be awakening you with breadcrumbs and sauce and links and speakeasy gatherings at my house to talk about the latest tinfoil theories and everything. I'm just talking about being human. And my human has definitely changed trajectory. What I am finding myself in the middle of is getting involved in systems that I used to preach about. Taking things almost like when I said I got to leave feeding the cabal and leave the old industry. I was in there for so long and I tried to light it up from within, and I did. But once it came to my medical choices, I opted out. But I looked at the whole experience as, yeah, I was there for a reason. I was there to have the experience and to get my own perspective of the business as a whole. And I'm so glad I did. And that's why a lot of people who talk about Hollywood don't talk to me in interviews, because they don't want firsthand experience. They just want to keep speculating and saying what it is over and over again, thinking that would make it the reality. And it's not, because you got people like me saying there's a lot of different realities going on in the industry, but I digress. So what I am talking about is, and I shared before on here, is how interesting that the Waldorf homeschool life that I raised my kids with, and now they're in a district in a public school. I was mind blown by that and watching them through that. And guess what? Now I might very well work within it. Now there's a mom. There are two moms. There's one mom that I was going to help this summer. I'm not helping her this summer. My kids aged out of the nature school unschool thing, and we're doing something different, but I'm supporting her energetically, and I've sent her my materials and whatever I can do to help her with that. There's another mom that it is a slow build. I adore her and her family, and I've got one foot in that door. Actually, it's not even in the door, it's just dancing with them. I am dancing with them through the co-creation of something beautiful, literally just letting it unfold. That will happen. So the whole, Heidi, why aren't you writing out your program? I've been doing all those things. You just need the community and the audience in the physical, not just online. I believe you need to be doing the work in the physical, in the communities. I'm letting that grow organically. And then there's the case of, like my husband said, we need to get a mortgage, and we are in the 3D. He's even used that word, 3D. He knows. He's playing the game. We are participating on this planet right now. We are, still in our meat suits, and we are still playing the game. I am not fully removed. I am not walking like the guru. I'm thinking using the word guru, but I'm talking about, everyone's like, well, just leave the system. And I did. Just leave the medical system. I did all the things. And guess what I'm doing? I'm kind of placing myself back into it in its own way with my new knowledge. Kind of like to light it up within, but honestly, what I've been going through the last few days is I want to learn more about what it is that I've been against for so long. Because it's not my experience when I was young. That was a long time ago, and things are way different. I'm literally I'm in the middle of a course right now, an online course to get licenses, a state one for education and things. And I'm watching the models, and I'm like, hell of a lot different from California. Let me just tell you that. I've been sending screenshots to my best friend out there, and I'm like, we're not in California anymore, baby. So that's cool. But I'm paying attention to the general purpose of the betterment of children. I'm paying attention to the similarities of my hippy dippy, all the things I've been doing and sharing with people, and a Steiner philosophy / unschooling, homeschooling, all these things. Can't all of this be connected and together? I kind of feel like I have to take that. You know what? That's not for me anymore, because I'm walking away from that business. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at other systems from within in a whole nother state, and I'm learning again. I'm always a student, but I'm also learning to change my perspective. And that was hard. That was hard for a while, because I thought, here I was. I knew who I was. I knew what I stood for. I knew what's all that I will stand for. And all of a sudden, I realize the friendships I'm cultivating, the community I'm been surrounded by, the perspectives I'm enjoying of others are drastically different from mine. Not everyone exactly knows where I stand when it comes to even geopolitical stuff. And it's not like when people ask, because we have found common ground in other things like arts and music and nature and all that kind of stuff. But like the school systems, the medical systems, I am now not surrounded by my huge, which is a completely new system I helped co-create. I am knocking on the doors of people that maybe have never had a perspective like mine before. And they're welcoming me in and they want to hear it. It's not like they're going to change, but they're adapting to my perspective and I'm learning about theirs more. It's not like it's a lot of hate and a lot of just, well, I'll never do that. And I'm welcoming the softness that has been coming into my life, the softness of welcoming in a new experience. Yeah, this is my babble. So yeah, I'm curious how this will play out. Will I even share? I don't know. I think the clouds are rolling in. What I love a lot about here is the weather will change in every 15 minutes. We're pretty much surrounded by water, so it's kind of cool. I still have my little advocate hat on, or what? Advocate? Justice. I have been loud about a certain specific place I used to work. I have apologized to the people that mean a lot to me that are still involved at that place because I knew my voice would make them feel a certain way or trigger or hurt. But I still believe truth wins. And I don't think there's any winning or losing this. I think truth wins, meaning it's a protection. If you are speaking your truth, you are protecting yourself from, you can choose to repel the attacks that come from that. I have been energetically attacked since then. Absolutely. I have felt it. I felt the loosh. I felt people turn on me. But you know what in hindsight, and I'm referencing if anyone is by chance listening to this and knows what the hell I'm talking about, then I will keep going just for a little bit longer. But I have gotten private messages from people very, very involved in this particular timeline, giving thanks and gratitude and really saying, I've been watching you for years speak up and this is no different. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to speak up about this, because for a while I wasn't, because I was using the system like it was using me. And I shared that too. So this is opening up so much more, that why wouldn't I share that? Oh my gosh, I might actually work within a school district, one that I left when I left school when I was young. Like my everything is going around and I'm not justifying or excusing it. Now I'm exploring. Now I'm going to use what I do know and the light that I do bring, and I'm going to bring things in. I'm going to figure it out because it's just what I have to do at this time, to be honest. And my 3D self needs some solid work, and my 3D self really wants to be around children again. And my 3D self is chasing my kids still. So if they're in it, I'm going to go in too. God damn it. That's the reality. I'm still a mama bear and I want to be in it. Plus, they don't have like theater programs. So, like, I'm going to infuse myself and be useful. Yeah, that pulled me out back into my 3D. As I separate myself from... I don't want to be, this is not for me, but yet it's for me. See, I guess I have one more boundary to do. So let's see if I chop it up. Let's see if I just save it for a rainy day. But howdy and hello from a very, very particular part of Wisconsin, considered the Cape Cod Midwest, where I have been, what would it be called? I'm not going to my old roots anymore. This is where old roots are. I've just begun to aerate the ground so I can put a couple roots and seeds in to let the roots start growing, and just starting to do that. I think I was floating above ground for a little while. It's time to put a little bit of me here. And yeah, that's the phase I'm in right now. So hello. And when this airs, thanks for tuning in. Smell you later, and I'll go for a live next time and say a proper howdy and hello to each and everyone who graces me with an algorithm bump and a hi. There's a few peeps that I really have only been able to chat with when I do go live. I'm talking to different countries. And so, yeah, we'll connect when we connect. I look forward to sharing more. Cheers. Have a beautiful one.